Hello everyone, good morning.
Hi Edgar.
Hello Helen, you're not Dirk.
No,
So
strange about that.
yeah,
Isn't it?
so a little bit different.
Yes.
So yeah, welcome to the show, to the morning chat.
Well, this is going to be interesting. First one.
Yeah, first one. Yeah, so so it's a bit of an out of the order, but it would be good maybe to get some new people as well, and maybe Dirk is going to do another one. Hey, what I want to ask you, maybe spend a little bit of time. We're talking a bit about prayer right now. Sunday, the message was on prayer as well. And I liked the book by Jennifer Evans on intercessory prayer. And she made the point, everyone's prayer life is different.
Very.
So you can't copy exactly another person, and also how God deals with them in prayer. But still, we would be interested in, what's your prayer life like? What does God do with you in prayer?
Well, it's strange. It's very fluid, actually, because it changes. I pray very differently now to the way I did 35 years ago.
Oh, how's that?
Well, when I first started in intercession, I was very structured.
Yes.
You had to have the music on and your little study book and your book to write everything down, and you focused on a list. I don't pray lists anymore.
Okay.
And my prayer life now is more listening prayer.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to God all day. Okay. All day. Yeah. I do have times of set prayer, but I don't need the structure of having music and an introduction with a Bible study or anything. I just sit down and know what I listen and then talk and listen and talk. So
what do you mean and talk and then you pray? You mean
I pray.
Yeah. Okay. So, but you like I had I quoted him on Sunday. God convicted a prayerless pastor to pray. Yes. And he said, "Ask what I ask you to ask me."
All right.
And what was the other one? Say what I ask. No. Tell me what I tell you to tell me. Oh. So ask what I ask you to ask. Tell me what I tell you to tell me. So basically saying it's initiated by God. Yes. God actually says, I want you to pray for this. Yes. And then you pray it according to his will, and then he does it. Yes. That's what you're talking about? Yes. And I might start off praying for someone. Yeah. For instance, say I'm praying for Shelley. Yes. And I go with a petition before God. Yes. But that doesn't last very long when I hear something. Yeah. Now, it's not an audible voice. Yes. But it is very clear. And he might say to me, a Bible verse. Yes. So I look it up. Yes. And read it. Yes. And see what it says. And then I ask him, what are you trying to tell me, God? Okay. I mean, that makes prayer very exciting. And it's not all about me ticking boxes anymore like it used to be. Yeah. And it's a much easier way of praying, because I no longer pray with a list, although I seem to get through praying for all the people I need to pray for. Yeah. But so that was about 35 years ago. It was a little bit more structured. Do you think that is the way in for people that are not experienced in prayer? I think it is, because you've got to learn who you're hearing. Yes. Because we all know we hear Satan, we hear ourselves, and we hear God. Yes. And God's the quietest of those three voices. Okay, so Satan, your own desires, the flesh is, and God is the quietest. Yes. And so, I noticed, the general advice would be, especially when you're a little bit newer to prayer, spend time a bit in worship in the Word, so you get aligned with God, and then get into a place where you can hear God. But it sounds like you're aligned all day. Yeah. Well, for instance, I hear in the weirdest of places. Yeah. Washing up at the kitchen sink. Okay. Having a shower is the best one ever, because it comes through really clear then. Seriously? Oh yes, because you're not listening to anything outside. You're focused, and it's a silent place, the bathroom. Yeah. So this is where Shelley's not talking. Yeah, this is where Shelley's not talking. Shelley's sitting over here, and we asked her to be quiet, otherwise she would be next.
Yeah. So, but when I started, and I think this happens for most people,
yes,
they need a structure to follow, because none of us know how to start prayer.
Yeah,
when we first
so it's not against structure, it's a good beginning. So if someone is listening and says, look, Helen, I struggle to pray even for a minute. I'm all out what to say in 30 seconds. So how would you encourage them to start?
Put on worship.
Put on worship.
Worship that takes them into the presence of God.
Yeah.
So worship that's not about me, but it's about God.
Yes.
Worshipping who He is. You know, He is a holy God.
Yes, and
worshipping Him.
So if you enjoy that. Do you know what? That doesn't work for me at all.
Isn't it funny? We're all different.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy the worship in public worship, but just by myself, I probably never listen to worship music. For me, it's more the word.
Yeah.
I would start reading the Bible or even a commentary or something that feeds me, and then I go into prayer. And
I often find that the morning reading speaks to you. How often do we open our book of morning readings and we think, oh God, you're talking to me today? And invariably, the passages in the Word that are mentioned in the morning study take you where He wants you to go.
Yes.
And that's exactly where you need to go.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, God uses, He does speak. So I'm almost running out of time. I know the way you're wired, you're a bit in warfare. So if something comes up, you've got a lion rising up and you just take a thought. How does that work?
I get angry in here. I get angry in the pit of my being, and I think, how dare you come against me? How dare you come against me?
So it's the Holy Spirit
rising in me.
But you know, I think in the Bible a very clear passage where that happened was King Saul.
Yes.
When he was newly crowned and he was fearful, the Holy Spirit was coming upon him, and it was like burning righteous anger at the enemy.
Yeah. And it actually rises out of me. I can't stop it.
Yeah.
I have learned to quieten down.
Yes.
But that's where my gifting lies.
Yes.
And that's where God talks to me most of the time. So I get most of my breakthroughs in prayer for people in warfare.
In that warfare mode.
Yes.
So fascinating. And I'm probably a little bit the same. I get into war mode.
Yes.
But then some other intercessory prayer people, they get more into this birthing thing and crying and bending, doubling. Do you get that as well?
I've only had that a couple of times.
Yeah.
That's not something I really like.
Yes.
Although when it finishes, it's done.
Yes.
So there's no pain, there's no heartache.
Afterwards. Yes.
There's no pain, there's
but
no
isn't
heartache.
It fascinating how different it is?
It's
like one is warfare binding and the other one is this birthing, this pain bringing it forth. I mean, we saw it. Nancy was the last one that I saw in the prayer meeting.
Yes. And I can remember there was one at Living Grace, and I think it was with Suzette Hatting.
Yeah.
And she called people forward, and there were a group of ladies.
Yeah.
And we were all, it was very much like birthing positions, and we were moaning.
And is it Marcus Solomon is a bit like that?
Yeah, Marcus is very much like that. So, and Marcus is also like that with warfare, as I am.
Yeah.
He rises up.
Okay.
He can't contain it.
Okay.
It just bursts out.
Okay.
Yes.
I like when it rises up, you know, you're not a victim, you're taking things on, you know you've got the authority of God behind you.
Well, I like that because God holds us in the palm of His hand.
Yes.
He puts a wall of protection around us all the time.
Yes.
So if He's holding us and He's protecting us, how dare
the enemy
Satan come against us? Because he's not actually coming against us, he's coming against the Lord who's protecting us.
Okay, wonderful. I think we finished here.
Okay.
So I think on behalf of the church, and if you're listening in, just like, thank you for all the prayer work you're doing for the church. I know you're one of those that pray for the church, and there are others, but you know, you've certainly done it for many years. Thank you, and thank you for sharing some of your insights today.
It was a pleasure, Edgar. I love prayer.
Yeah. Okay, the encouragement is to pray. God bless you. Have a most wonderful day. Bye for now.
Bye.